wilderness me up. Yeah, man. I forgot to call my brethren because we have to have the hearing review with the great, the great worst commissioner of Jamaica. Were planted by the Prime Minister. Yeah? Doing nothing, collecting $18 million per year. Yeah? And every year I tell you, I don't know, the man him can make a statement good. And I know with 91% disapproval rating, the government still will lamp on him. Make real police do them job. Real police will want to do them job. And it's hard for people from members of the JCF, you see? For you join the JCF from your 18, 19 or 20, spend 30, 40 years till they retire. And everybody look for go a top job and reach a goal. Then here come politicians now in Jamaica, every minute, them just dip them on. Put in who them want, put in friends and collaborate. Yeah? Do all kind of things to just protect for them own interests, criminal interests, and mashing up the country. Time for hold them accountable. Yeah, man. When if you start reject this Google notion, reject it. Not joke me I make. Not who we about it. Me could just look back on the hearing review with Google. By the way, where Google said. Because Google would just go and just make one bag of mistake and all kind of little things, you know. You understand? You have real police where they're on the back of field, where I mean I tell them do real policing, and you catch a Gugu Gaga and put in that position. Eh? No about nothing about no crime, no plan, nothing at all. By the way, the Prime Minister take him and turn him in an advisor. And you know what happened after that? I just be a disaster. And them won't move this man. This baby. Man, go home because you're not police. People will just talk straight, you know. Remember, we town hall meeting I come up Sunday, 7 o'clock. Them have to tune into that. All right. So, before, I start it like this because I hearing review with Google. But I look on a past commissioner of police. Them couldn't stand him, Gary Griffith, down in Trinidad. Them have a little interview with him. Just hear ongoing because let me tell you by the way, people. You see this national security minister. I walk up and down with Gugu Gaga, the commissioner. That's not supposed to go on. Police supposed to be police. Him supposed to deal with legislation that police get this, them get that and thing. We not supposed to make speech like him a police. No, him a politician. Him a minister. Yeah? Him not supposed to go up on a crime scene. Which part in the world, which other place in the world you ever see things like that? Here was Gary Griffith, when he was National Security Minister, just more to listen him keenly. Sheldon and the crew, just listen this. Hearing review. More to listen to man keenly. When him apply for the job and what him do. Just listen here. Then we're going to get to Gugu Gaga. Look on this.
Guest with us this morning on the morning show, Commissioner Gary Griffith is with us. Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning. Good morning to you and to your many listeners. Gary is in the house.
We know. Just got there trying to take away my sobriquet already. Next thing you know, you want to work on Final Mania on Saturday. Ojo. You know, great to take time off of your busy schedule to be with us today. We know you've been busy making rounds on television and on radio. Busy at Carnival time and busy even outside of Carnival. But let's get straight into it. Some of the questions that, we've asked, somebody call us a call in and, ask you. You were once Minister of National Security. Was it difficult at that time to be able to get law enforcement to do what you wanted as far as crime in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah, no, definitely. The Minister of National Security, he has a line and in the sand there, and you can't cross it. His line has to do with dealing with policies. The law enforcement agencies and the defense force, they have to deal with the operations. So you can't get involved and infringe on their role and function. Having said that, I think I made the most of the opportunity as the Minister of National Security to instill policies, and because through proper policies, it could assist in the success of operations.
Right.
So, and I dealt with it with trying to see how I could look at different methods to improve the effectiveness of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service in particular, and other arms of the protective services dealing with border protection, intelligence gathering, and so forth. Now that I'm Commissioner of Police, it is a different ball game. Now I'm in uniform rather than a suit more often. And now I now have the authorization to deal with the operational effectiveness of the police service. So thankfully, many of the things that I implemented as Minister of National Security, they were policies that could assist the police. And now that I'm the Commissioner of Police, I'm using those policies to actually implement and to have a more effective police service.
Okay.
So when tell you say, you can't cross the line, right? This are Trinidad, them know. Smaller than us, you know. Sister country down the road there, so. And them tell you say can't pass that because them have to deal with the policy. He was the National Security Minister, you know. And him leave the job, you know, because him put in the policy. And then him applied to the commissioner work. And when him turn commissioner, up to politician him go after. Them not like him, you know. They nobody push up him contract. Him there in the road himself. We can show you a million video. When him was police commissioner. Remember, you know, you can't cross the line. We're not supposed to see a crab out in a road. I give speech. You run gun, you know, when we see Warmington, that piece of crap. About up Mandison. And then Carl crab. And by 2 tools, me telling them say them are transfer him. Them transfer him to a scrap heap out of 3 Mile. Out of Hunt Bay. That's so disrespectful. Yeah, that very disrespectful. You can't do that. You're not supposed to control the police like that. The police supposed to them have no anti. You have the government and the people at Jamaica call for change. It's not supposed to happen. Not supposed to happen. I'm not supposed to say the National Security Minister and no crab and no googs together. One deal with policy, don't cross the line. The other one deal with the policing, that if you do. So you're no government not supposed to, in a friendship, that you not run up and down and you do this. Even when them go call him about him go foreign and him go talk stupidness. Yeah? So them Taiwan and apps. It's wrong. The police should have resist it. Big up Rowan James, Corporal Rowan James, because you know, when him come talk, when him come speak him truth, you know, them burn him, you know. Yeah, man. And accuse him. Because Jamaica for clean. Jamaica for clean. What you do? Wait till we pass off and then the next 800 days before it clean. No, one little place. One little place. Me could go to Google now. Me could go to Google. Looking up. You got here Google. Look how much people that pan Google watch. Google get 18 million. $18 million. They make sure always him pay for doing nothing. Like I give us some money. $18 million. And all them attack, them the business 91% disapproval rating. That go right across the board. 91%. Them no move him. No care where him do, him no move because it's a body club. That's a body club. You see me I say, it's wicked, man. It's wicked. All right, look here.
Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson is promising results where crime fighting is concerned in 2023. While not expounding on the plan, he urged members of the force to prepare for a successful year ahead. He was speaking this morning.
So all you for make them kind of predict and a promise. But him do it in a 2021 when 2022 are coming in. And he do it in a 2019 when 2020 are coming in. Each year in promise. Successful this ahead. That makes sense. Yeah, them for prepare for a successful this and this ahead. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah.
At the Commissioner's annual devotion. Details in this report. Some 1,498 people were killed for the year 2022, a 2% increase compared to the corresponding year. 2023 has also started on a worrying note, but Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson is optimistic that crime will be contained in the new year.
And you know why? Because I have the team, we have the plans, we have the changes that got interrupted in 2020 and 2021. We pushed through in 2022. That by the end of the year, we started to see the benefits of it. And 2023, and set the conditions to launch.
So the murder rate gone up, you know, and the benefit of it that, you know, 2020, 2021, this Google, you know, when does say the white people? Him start with the foolishness. Me just play back when him does tell the white. Eh? You know why? He might tell you why. He might tell you why he have a successful there, you know. The man is a failure, you know. The baby is a failure, you know. But them still have him. Yeah.
Worrying note, but Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson is optimistic that crime will be contained in the new year.
And you know why?
Why?
Because I have the team.
You have the team.
We have the plans.
So all the plans not working at 2022, brother. 2021 or 2020. You have the team and you have the plans. So I need 1,000. I'm matter of fact, people, I'm more than that dead. I'm more than 2,000 people. Don't follow them. Let me tell you something. I ask the police. You have somebody with them pick up and you have some other people with them have to decide and because them have to do autopsy first before them declare certain things and say that one they're dead by that and that and that. If you add it up, some of them they won't go touch them in January. Some of them doesn't get touched. So them nobody add them. So them just melt them out and go and put them in something because it will make them look bad. And more than that. But that enough for them watch. Him still go 1,500 according to them. But you know some more than that. Straight up. You know some more than that. Yeah?
We have the changes that got interrupted in 2020 and 2021. We pushed through in 2022. That by the end of the year, we started to see the benefits of it.
People, him attack donkey crap. It interrupted in 2020 and 2021. When I say interrupt it, the pandemic, it even make it nicer for him. Because remember, the street no full of no bad day. But yes, still in 2020, look how much people dead in 2020 and 2021. When most people there them yard. But it's easier for him monitor the street. Market, not keep. And him still was failure there. And him I say, you know why? Because it interrupted. Why interrupted? You dep on full blast. 2020 and 21. 2021 they should have carried down. Maybe a year 100 or less than 100 and nobody not dead. You get the opportunity and you still have 1,000 not dead same way. 2020, how much is dead 2020? 1,308 or something. And 1,400 and dead in 2021. And now 1,000, nearly 1,500 dead in 2020. Where them give me? Eh? And I must say about get disrupted.
And 2023, and set the conditions to launch in 2023 with a new energy, with a number of the things that were delayed now in place.
But
with a new energy, so you get the energy there from the sun. Remember Google we are dealing with it now. Google, hearing review, watch out.
Said the success of his plans will be determined by the mindset of the officers.
We had great plans. Lots of people had great plans that they intended to do. And then COVID. So we know that. Probably this generation.
I tell you, when blame people, oh, if I pay a man like this now your money. I not tell you, him have great plans and then COVID. Eh? But you remember, you know, COVID supposed to cost less debt and everything, and that you want. This you can't say can't pile up because the street empty. People scared. And the man said great plans. And because of COVID mash up in plan. When the police out there 24 hours straight in a COVID, you can't bury your dead. You can't go, your church locked down, business place locked down, the tourism locked down, and the man fail. And I say COVID mash up, make him not successful. Him have great plans, but because of COVID, him excuse us, it's so flappy. Where him said the kawaii? I googs this, it don't make no sense. And at this we are pay 18 million for per year. A constable get less than 1.5, for the whole year, He might get that for pay per month. Them things are sin.
Those who live through COVID know that more than anyone else.
Yeah.
We know this. But it doesn't matter what is thrown at you. How you choose to react to it is entirely our own choice.
Whether partner come in it don't matter what them throw at you, or you choose to be, it's entirely your own choice. What matter? You're in last, Because that's when you said it a while, and you have real police officers and listen to this. This a garbage that him just speak. He just chat some garbage just out. Gibberish. No matter what them throw, you can live your own choice. But I understand that. This makes sense.
So my advice, my exhortation is to choose solutions.
Despite the challenge,
know if it's to choose a bucky solution. Bucking buck. This don't make no sense. Alright. The man live pan SOE and everything else. Look here. You're in review, watch out.
To be out and meeting with the members, especially at this time of Christmas Day. It's an important day when most people are at home with their families. We have to have people on duty, and it's always a pleasure to come out and interact with officers on Christmas morning. We've visited 6 stations across largely Kingston and St. Andrew. Started in Port Royal early this morning, and now we're at Stony Hill Police Station. So it's been a good day. Most of the places, as a matter of fact, all of them have been recorded. So no crimes have been reported to any of the stations that we've visited. And hopefully we'll have the rest of the day being as peaceful as it has been so far. The team has been working really hard over the last 3 months to reduce crime, all sorts of crime, but particularly in terms of violent crime. We will, of course, have just come out of a state of public emergency, and certainly before the end of the year, I'll be seeking another one to start from the latter part of the year and into early part of next year. So
that's why I'm sure I get for a long time, because state of emergency is something where you ramp with. Me not sit down and make no boy ramp with my freedom. Jamaican wake up. You could have come tell me, say the only thing you can do is take on my rights and give soldier police, give soldier police powers, and then cry myself. Them I do it all long, but you still how much you get. This is the 25th. It's a Christmas day. What me just show you after the year done. How much more people dead alone them you come back with state of emergency. And you have some police that sit down and follow this. When you do, let me tell you one thing, me a human being. No jackass now lead me up there. No bush to go drink the water in the river. None. Yeah, man, me talk straight, You understand? Me know in foolishness. No in it. Yeah? So if you say nothing at all, but you just come up with a state of emergency, you're going to seek another one. And give it to him, and then them come and give some chatting when it make no sense. 18 million. 18 million this. 18 million. 18 million, baby. Move from this, so look on this.
interesting, yes. I had to go very, very quickly to Washington. So what I was doing in Washington, I was having some meetings at the Department of Justice up there with the Deputy U.S. Attorney General and the deputies, some of the deputies and things from the FBI and other agencies. We had it was actually a reasonably quickly put together meeting.
So your ear it wasn't something planned or something with the Prime Minister. And you know, so what money with them spend for this? We want some action for our money. This a joke, you know. Can the Prime Minister run off him out and carry him go up there, so I don't even think them get through them some move so fast. I don't think them carry him pram. Can them should have carry him pram $18 million this. And them say it's a quick thing them put together. So them just say something. Yeah, because to the murder rate get out of hand and all kind of things, them just say something, and then you take him. We remember him not deal with policies. He's supposed to be government to government. You never have to leave Jamaica. So where him go there for? Who got up to him? Him out there, so nobody don't recognize him. Eh? He's a police commissioner. So them say. Because really, you should have put a real somebody who can angle the job, a real police commissioner. Because no work now go on. And hear this now. And him say him in charge when him out there. Hear this now.
But it was a very good meeting. Obviously, the Prime Minister led, but on the technical side, as your commissioner, I was leading what we had to speak about technically.
Him a lead. Oh, so I saw no say crap. Eh? So you go do photo upping. And you take this carry go up there, so and him a lead. I say we as international, but them as criminal. And who them say them talk to? Well, you see it well. Can I tell you, I better them go plan some man thing, maybe that run now. Bearing a fruit. Eh? Look who the Prime Minister can lead. We think of the Minister of National Security that travel go up there. Yeah.
Now, the truth is that there are criminal elements in Jamaica that are sponsored by persons abroad. We know this. There are specific young leaders who no longer reside in Jamaica, but they reside in the US. But that does not stop them from facilitating, from calling down and ordering the death of people, of sending money down, sending.
So let me tell you something, people. All this are crap, you know. If you know so far that them calling, them sending money, you interrupt the money with them send, you interrupt the call, you interrupt who. That means you know who upon the ground. You stop the gun, you stop the bullet. And so you beat them. What America use beat them? You think you have gang leader in a matter of fact, you have the cartels in Mexico. What America do for counteract them get more gun over there. Because them a kill themselves. If them they team up, America in trouble. I want a more junkie that. For most of them people. So when them fling in the drugs, America say, make the gun run across the border and the ammunition. Because them have fight for these things. And that's how them get a little balance out. Them have time to kill themselves. You never know that? Eh? Yeah, run go there, so. And let me tell you this. Mexico, I want America biggest trading partner. Right side of the border. Enough thing they build there, enough thing export there. Nothing. Go look it up. Go look it up. You better take Mexico like this, man. See? And if America step in, go do certain good things, they might come do it for Jamaica where they know it's a coke. It's a coke port. So waste some money, this was waste some money. Yeah, people? Eh? This $18 million without a clue. I better them man go play with rat glue, make rat stick up them finger. Without a clue. Eh? Be a crap. Yeah.
Firearms down and all of the other things that they get involved in. So they are protected in one sense because they are away. So they are not within the ambit of the JCF to reach out and touch them there. But we have partners. And this business of organized crime and gangs impact everyone, not just us, but it impacts our partners as well. There are some very specific persons that we have shared with our partners, 30 of them, who are up in the US, different states, who are connected with some of the problems that you have and other divisions have in Jamaica. So what?
Oh, you share 30 partner with different. I be a garbage this, you know. You go share 30 thing with 30 party different state. But you're still the person that don't you pull the trigger where I get the thing and think, you not interrupt it and take them away. When you think America eat that? When the chat not make no sense better. If I'm gonna go up there till now, when you get one person, you think America can just go look on them citizens and just go take them up and just go give them not gonna do that neither. And you can go say, let them up here for me when them commit a crime up there. You have state where them can buy gun legal too. Legal. Unless them full out something when it go and you don't know who send what. So it's a more complicated thing than this, yeah? Yeah. But America I watch uno big politician and the amount of drugs now are running in the country because them know it's a big boy drugs. And one thing America know, and the little ghetto youth, this them can carry 80 million US worth of drugs. Them know now wash money hard. You supposed to know that and lock them up, but no, you get friendly with who and who. When more look like them are secure these people. You see me I say? More secure them. Look on the big bus a wharf, look on the big bus a airport. And that the people them want to hear about when I try to make it a 9-day wonder. Not going to work. Hold them accountable.
It's going to establish is that it doesn't really matter where you go. We will find you, we'll reach out and we'll touch you right there where you are. So that's
you can't touch somebody with them, man. Google, you can't talk about your fight. Look at him now in a Jamaica where they mash up. You gotta find them and reach out and touch your superpower. Let me tell you this. America superpower. America have them superstar, them basketball girl with the aisle and Russia have her. You think America fly plane go for them negotiate and do prison swapping. So you gotta stay there and touch people. You know, see that crappy chat, brother. Hey, when you can't take them chat from them and I be a foolishness then chat, you know. Study the world. There, him figure square yard when we done with the even review. This are just straight crap. You notice them do prison swap for that lady there, and them say, 10 years here or what have you, America, and them cut deal and have, some diplomatical thing and boom bam bam and figure out home. You notice? Then they say, hey, send over this. Boy, you gotta stay and touch. You can't even touch a crib good.
That is the purpose of that visit. Very useful, and also we will get some assistance in terms of there's some technologies that they use that we don't necessarily have. And we
don't necessarily, unnecessarily, we don't have it. We don't necessarily have. All right, move along. Hearing review. We bought them foolishness. Look here now, look for that one now. That make them drop down our road. Look here.
About the Jamaica you want to see, and how can each citizen, how can each Jamaican, whether yard or abroad, contribute to the security of Jamaica?
So, I go through life being grateful and blessed.
Yes.
And I come at everything from that direction.
Well, I'm never stop that now. I'm never going to call one of my brethren, man. Because you go through life grateful and blessed, but that's another question when me ask. No, that ain't the question. Listen to the question again.
Talk to us, please, about the Jamaica you want to see, and how can each citizen, how can each Jamaican, whether yard or abroad, contribute to the security of Jamaica?
So, I go through life being grateful and blessed.
Yes. Nobody never asked that.
I come at everything from that direction. Grateful and blessed to be a part of this, of Star Program. And beyond that, although I didn't come here, as you say, with the commissioner hat, but I feel grateful and blessed to be leading the JCF at this time. It's a tough time for us.
Yes. Yes.
But I'm grateful and blessed to be doing it. You know why? Yes. Because somebody has to be the rock for those police officers out there who every day are in the community, engaging the community in a way that caused and attracted the attention of the private sector.
Yes.
To join with us, to continue and build on
that relationship we have with the community. The
I just pay that poop again. This is how we are paying 18 million for people. 18 million. When you put them together, it hurts your head. Hurts your head. This you go home. It hurts your head. And police, when they get serious, when they forget about and say, yo, no, it's a work, no, we not work with you no more, no confidence, nothing at all. We not forget serious. This a joke. This a joke. I know not answer the question, none at all. 18 million because our friends or something. This no, it's so this so embarrassing. It make me can't even laugh no more. Look at now.
Mr. Andrew Holness has referred the viral video which led to Mr. Green's resignation to the police. Now, the police high command held a press conference today where the matter was raised, as well as the police's handling of the spiraling crime situation. More in this report.
And yes, in a word, yes, we'll be looking at it.
A straightforward response from the police commissioner when...
Yes, in a word, yes, we'll be looking at it. And look what I talk about viral video.
Asked about investigating the case involving former Agriculture Minister Ford Green, Major General Anthony Anderson said the police received a video of the incident in question last evening and it has been handed over to the Cybercrimes Unit. There are suggestions that the individuals in the video may have breached aspects of the Disaster Risk Management Act, DRMA. And turning to another topical case, this time involving Rastafarian Nzinga Knight from Clarendon, the commissioner said some progress has been made in the matter.
We have turned our file and our investigation over to Indicom. They wrote to us asking for us to do that. And I think it's a better way of approaching this matter. I think this is one of those matters that definitely needs an independent look, independent of us on it. So we await with some anticipation in the same way you do the outcome of that so we can proceed.
The 19...
All this are foolishness again. So you look at me, yes, we're looking at it. And what them do? Them let go the case there and she them say she tell lie. Them put her in a for them court, them own court. And for them opinion say, oh, she tell lie because somebody said she never in the taxi. Somebody say. This is what Strike 5 do. She's the next one for go and go save her Santa. Me just start straight. Go shave your Santa woman. Your son, go look at a little cat or something now. For go and go get a little man. No, you're old and nobody. Just go look at a little cat for go, yeah man, go do something and go shave your Santa man. Die your Santa too man. Christmas done. Backside. Too much of you man. Yeah? So these are the commissioner where them say them give people. 91% disapproval rating. No nothing about crime. All the man want is the soldier them to have police powers and you make them cancel your rights with state of emergency that them can do all kind of things. It don't make any sense. The whole of Jamaica and the diaspora should have rise up and say with this for 18 million we could have used the money to fix road. What this? This a garbage. The question is now.
And the vehicle it plowed into seemed to have been a black pickup and it had...
So people, so look on this now. This is when a vehicle running our back, a minibus running our back. A black pickup. Him say the vehicle must have plowed it. It can't seems to be running at the pickup back. Look here. Let me just open the video big and make you can see. Look here.
Bus seemed to have plowed into the back of one vehicle, pushing it into other vehicles. And the vehicle it plowed into seemed to have been a black pickup and it had stopped. So, interestingly enough, when I checked, I had them check on the driver of that coaster, there's 120 outstanding tickets. And this is a point that I have been making in this whole business of what happens on our roads. Until when the police issue these tickets, it matters. we will continue to have these people doing.
Until when the police issue this ticket, it matters. We will continue. The vehicle, it have. When I say about the vehicle, it's a bus throwing a black van or something. That seems to be. This is a joke. They may a joke. Look here. See there?
Bus seem to have plowed into the back of one.
People, it seems to have plowed it, or it plowed, or we running at the back of the vehicle. We don't see it running at the back of the vehicle. Yeah.
Vehicle pushing it into other vehicles. And the vehicle it plowed into seemed to have been a black pickup, and it had.
It seems to be a black pickup. Now, black pickup. No, it's a blue one. No, it's a burgundy. Sorry. It's a purple one. Seems to be.
Had stopped. So
it stopped. It seems to stop too. This is what we have. Fair commissioner and police work so hard. How about them there so? No man, people. We have to talk about this in the town hall meeting, man. We have to talk about this.
We're doing a tour. As a matter of fact, it was with Superintendent Maljoy Jones, who was up here earlier, in Kingston Central Police Division. And we were on George's Lane, which runs just to the south of the East Queen Street Central Police Station. There were some young men on the side of the road, and there was a conversation. One of the young men there said, "Why don't you put an SOE in place and pick me up and all of us?" This is what he said. He said, "Listen, we are fighting each other," because he had lost his son. I think
some people apps whenever they parade it and see young man with a fire gun, because they will kill each other, and I see the police now run and say, "Why you don't do a SOE?" Them never say, "But if he want to in himself for them do wrong when they just walk over the station." Do you tell you that, Google? Google, do you really tell you this? It's not easy, you know? So the young man said they might kill each other. And I said, why you don't do a SOE? You could have just banged them up and move them. And why do you talk after that? And I talk for the rest of them to pick up all of us. This makes sense? $18 million people here in review.
The day before, he said, the people I am fighting are people I went to school with, we were friends, we used to eat out of the same pot.
So I admit, said the people who we are fighting, and kill each other, you know, yeah.
As long as we're out here, we're going to keep killing each other. So why don't you do this? He said this. I'm not making this up. That fellow is dead. He was buried today. That's our reality. This is real life. He's buried today. And perhaps he wouldn't be if we had done what he said, because that is a feature of a state of emergency. I've not been anywhere.
Because that is a feature of a state of emergency. That's a just normal police thing. That's a feature. I'm saying, why not pick us up? And that's why we call state of emergency. This is what we have. This is what people have to run through. Country can't run so. Country cannot run like this. Yeah? In one state of emergency, now you have 9,000 people lose money out of account. Enough of them. We don't know much of them in all. Up at SSL. And I know him not open the mouth about it. You don't realize. Crab don't say one little thing and him seal shut. But they get to know you run out and say, I use state of emergency. That bother me. You see what bother me? Yeah, man. Hear this. Hear this now. Hear this.
They get probation or suspended sentence. I'm looking at specific cases now. Now, when that person comes out of court, and the discussion is, well, we have to look at the age of the perpetrator. We have to look at the circumstances of the perpetrator. And having done all of that, we have made a decision to send that person out to the community where that person who gave evidence in court against this person who's already violent to go and walk past her and look at her right away.
What do you do though in that case? Now, what should we do?
The person who did the crime needs to go to jail, Cliff. They would need to go to jail. It cannot be that they're out because you're looking at their age. No, there is a victim involved. There is a victim. Why? What is going to cause that person to make different choices? The other person who wishes to start that life of crime. What is it about that is going to make them put...
What is it about that? Same attack. And that's a mix up himself, be a crap, We couldn't have a discussion. I invite him, man, but no, I can't manage to no. We have put Sheldon and one of them for the host. Because we couldn't manage Gugu. Can I tell him the truth? Can I have Gugu, you son them thing they want him all near to you. We have a couple of nipple buckle and all kind of things. You understand? Yeah, Sheldon. Gugu, you have to have a big mama now for put him on a shoulder and burp him, Yeah, man. You see what I say? Yeah, man, I forget your burp, man. Google them want invite but say it done. So him said them have to go jail and then them go back in him lab in gibberish. Alright, here what I say about jail now, what I say about prison now. You see him contradict himself all the time too, Hear this. Hear this.
You're in tune to the Force for Good podcast here at the Jamaica Constabulary Force. My name is Dennis Brooks, and this week we're having a conversation with the Police Commissioner, Major General Anthony Anderson. We are continuing to have what we think is a conversation that as a country we need to engage in. In this episode...
Is the next one is when them plant in a JSF, And this is a police night, And right now, it must be soup. Them plant him in the JCF too, They know nothing, So then take the JCF like it's a puppy show thing now. Yeah? Alright, go and play this.
I want the Commissioner to focus on a very serious question. When we say we need to fix the arrangements if they're not serving us, many people will point the finger at you and us here at the JCF and say, you're not fixing yourself. Mm-hmm. You're not improving. Mm-hmm. You have shoddy work that is a part of the problem. Mm-hmm. Are we fixing ourselves?
Right. So, yes, in a word, absolutely. And a lot of the...
Right, so, yes, absolutely. Wrong answer again. Right, so, yes, absolutely.
The effort that we've been putting in has been about fixing and developing the capability of the police force, its capacity to do its job, and also the way in which we do it. Now, obviously, we're the biggest part of the system, 11,500 uniformed, another 2,000 or so DCs and so on. They're a big organization. And probably the most complex part of it too, because we start everything from scratch and work it through and create the files and do all of that.
Right.
Now, there are a number of things that were recognized as being required to fix or to improve our capacity in all these areas. And all of them work has been taking place in all of them. There's not...
I feel for her, because I be a crap in my talk right now, I mean, just stop him and point it out, be a crap. But I want him to go to where me attack, be a crap.
One of them that has been left. One of the first ones that came up was, in today's day, what is expected of investigators to bring to court a case that you want a conviction on? More and more, the cry has been rely more on scientific evidence.
So you went to know scientific evidence, right? All right, just listening.
Look at the science to support what witness statements say, and for very good reason. Witnesses can forget. Witnesses...
So, okay. So here when him though, him debunk that, you know, but yes, still matter if you for come talk. But matter that scientific reason. Them now work with no scientific reason right now. Witnesses can for it and do again. Maybe I'm going to hear what I say so.
Can be intimidated. They have a certain perspective, especially if it's something that is very violent. You have adrenaline. They don't remember fully the whole thing, and so on. So there are challenges with witness statements. Always have been. So how do we support that with science? And to that extent, you know, we did an assessment earlier in the year just to see how we're doing, how things are changing. So on the ballistic side of things, which is one of the key scientific or process involved in a case, if a firearm is used, we have one of our members have developed some very proprietary software to capture and analyze ballistics data.
So all and I use these things. Eh? Yeah.
Of course, we have the normal comparative microscopes and software and all of that is necessary. It's done out of the IFLSM, commonly known as the forensic lab. And we looked at, we can also, through that software that we're talking about, that was developed, we can analyze how guns move and use that to tie incidents together, people together, the people carrying firearms, and look at how, especially in...
So people, if him did have the whole of that, and tie everything and people carry firearms, that you won't have the problem now, man. We are sick, you know. When we're done with this, them supposed to put him down creature and take him out of the place.
Complex cases or gang cases, to see what has been happening. So it tells a story without knowing who, but the guns themselves, the ballistics starts to tell a story. So we have, and we've increased our ballistic processing by about 35%. Again, that was probably one of the highest things we did anyway, but the analysis part of it is also very significant. So not just the number of ballistic particles or material or evidence that's processed, but also what you do with that information when you've processed it.
So for persons who are not clear,
right,
when you say that we've increased processing of ballistics by 35%
yes,
year on year, when
yes,
this year compared
but certainly over the period, when we're looking at it between 1920. So we upped it significantly over that period as some additional equipment was brought in to deal with it. And I say the processes, the software, all of that, the team there has upped their output by 35% year on year, yes. You know?
So when we say that, what it means is that if there is a scene.
So I might tell you what it means is that. So you see what them put in there was tragedies, you hear? Can't tell them not supposed to there, so you know. And Jekyll them, man.
Where ballistic evidence can be gathered.
Right.
It is being gathered. The science is being analyzed.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, when we get firearms, whether we recover them at the scene from someone or, you know, on an intelligence-driven operation, those firearms then become a part of that database.
Yes.
And quite often those firearms tell a story. You know, we've seen a firearm on 26 murders.
Quite often tell a story.
Depending on what the profile of that and how it works, that could tell us that that firearm is a rental firearm, or it could mean that you have a hitman who's using that firearm.
So you can't tell me, come more like a rental. So you say it could be a hitman. Which hitman that Jamaica has is killed 26, you say 26. And what can do much one because you are hitman, I work for police, them who want them to take you out, you know. I work for criminal police or criminal politician, them to take you out. I work for criminal big man, them to take you out. Not for normal police, but criminal. All right. Well, listen.
So it could mean different things.
It also goes back to this point about the fluidity of criminal activity.
Right.
That when you track the movement of the firearms,
absolutely,
we're no longer in an era where criminals and their guns are domiciled in one space. Absolutely. They might predominate in one space, but they're not domiciled.
Right. And you know, that's the interesting thing that you say that, Dennis, because there is a traditional discussion around displacement, and you know, you squeeze the balloon and it come up somewhere else because they move to another.
Hey, when you listen good enough. Listen good enough.
Another area. Largely, traditionally, what used to happen is the criminal is under pressure. He's being sought by the police. You go back to country where he came from, or some cousin
came from.
He go to country where he came from.
Somewhere, some cousin or that. And I've seen that.
You might not put name to it, you might put all thing to, you know, cousin, something like that.
So much anymore, because the displacement now is not, it doesn't work that way. This is a group of people who grew up with cars. Cars are around them. They're fluid. They move, their criminality, they're connected. They're connected on.
Gugu, and every man go up with car and car around them and fluid. Stop your foolishness. Yeah? You hear him just chomping something down.
Social media, they're connected through WhatsApp, they're connected with other criminals across the entire country.
They connected when they were in incarceration, and
that's
they come
one
out.
of the main places where they connect. If you're in a prison and the system isn't very structured, I mean, you can still connect anyway. But if you're all liming together, partying together
for
inside
years.
there, then you're going to make connections. And also you have the time. You have the time to sit down and plan what you're going to do next. When you're in prison, when you go to prison, you're going to leave prison with more knowledge.
So hold on. All right, look how Google fool now. We just play a clip. Look while where I say, then to go to jail, Cliff, because this girl and blah blah blah. What if I tell you when you're in prison and you leave with more knowledge, and you get connection. You must say good or bad, then leave with more knowledge. So why you ears to send the youth them go to prison, Google? You know, so it have no sense. They might get connection, of course. So all you say them for go jail under that clip, but you say when them go there, them get more knowledge. So that means you are fight hard to send them go to prison to get the knowledge, to come out, to come finish up, mash up the place. Him to get fired for him time for them thing, you know. You can't say one thing and then come say one more thing. Balloon squeeze, balloon come out there, sir. A big foolishness. Not only that, he shoot up police funeral all the time. So let's just Thomas, but if you watch a man and let's just Thomas funeral because he may shoot it up. Yeah.
But you have the person in your custody. You can decide what kind of knowledge they should have leaving.
Yes.
But they will.
You know, you have the person in your custody. You should decide. You can't decide the kind of knowledge where you leave. You link up with this, and if you're bitter, you might come out with where you want to do. What you talk about?
Leave with more knowledge. So they're either going to leave with more knowledge about crime, criminality, and the criminal underworld, or they're going to leave with more knowledge about something that can take them in another direction.
So that's why you must say, yes, lock them up in a prison. Because you just tell me, say, when them go to prison, them leave with more knowledge and in a crime or whatever. And maybe them, that means, you know, say, enough of them are going in. Because you might say them reoffend. So why you not easy to put them in prison for? You not easy to take them and go lock them up? You could start create some job for the youths and do some kind of little things now. This now, as I said before, I'm hearing review this, you know. And we have other things where I'm shoot up the station, but you know, we're not going to keep this cat, it start to hurt my head. I'm going to try to show you and them watch. You might tell them better this and that, want them put up 1,998 murder. Every year him chuck. No more of this. A time for them fire this. No man, him for go home. This is not a commissioner. They don't want to go home to, you know. The one books. That for go home to. That are the police. Make real police to them thing. And crab for stop interfere in a police work. It needs to stop. Google need to go home, man. $18 million? For what? The man when him attack him no make no sense. When him do it no make no sense. Him just come up him go a foreign and him say him take over. That's why them do so much stupidness, man. Nah, man, him no make no sense, man. You understand? No, man, we have to get rid no man. Him have to go on, man. We have to get real commissioner now, man. We have to get a real commissioner for police. Google. We in the diaspora pressure you know. For you go home, you know. So every time you go home on your own, you know. Yeah? But you need to leave now. Tired of you know. Tired of this. This is a foolishness. And on the police, we don't have no confidence in a Google. Make him go home. We're going to talk about this and other things, man. Sunday, 7 o'clock. Yours truly, the renegade when afraid Radigan. You know, we have Jeffrey there, we have the fireman O'Brien, and we have other guests in the diaspora, you know. Yeah? So we have a virtual turnout meeting, the people can call in and talk and them things. Look, I have to change the thing, man. Can't work, so man. You understand? Them thing are a joke. No man, we have a finger fire. Look later, I come finger a big fat fire little later. But when we go get, you know, time to go get some food and, you know, nice up myself. You see me, I say, sometimes I get some food and nice up myself. But as I said before, Google, him shooting at number one, him can't manage the job. Not even soldier rate him. Because them say he was no soldier either. Put him in the clean engineer part and them tell me who push him. No soldier either. Him need to go home. Google, go to your yard. Straight up. But there you know. Later, get some food. Soon I'll be back, yeah? Bless up. Bless.